friends, let's talk some more about number bonds and how we can use number bonds to figure out different ways to make numbers, because oftentimes there's more than one combination of two numbers that would make up a whole. You might have one whole of this number 6, but there are different parts, different sets of parts that can make that number. We're just going to look at 2 of those, and we're going to do that for 7, 8, and 9 as well. So I'm going to think about the whole of 6, and we're going to see that 3 and 3 are 2 parts that make up 6, and I can show that through drawing a quick picture of 3 dots here and 3 dots here for each part, and when I count them all together, I'll get the whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 3 and 3 make 6. So 3 and 3 are both parts of 6. Can you think of 2 other numbers that if I join them together, if I add them together, I would also get 6? Can you think of 2 other parts that would make up 6? You can pause the video. So let's take a look, because there are multiple ways that we can make 6. If I have a 5 as one part, how many more will I need to get 6? Well, I can draw pictures to help me solve this one too. So if I start with 5 and I count on, so that's 5, 6. Oh, I can stop because I said the number I need. And look over here, there's 1 dot. So that would be 5 and 1 makes 6. I could put the 5 over here and it would still be 1. It doesn't matter what order they go in. The parts that make up 6 are going to be the same. You could have done 4 and 2, or 2 and 4. You could have done 6 on one part, and if there's 6 on one part and 6 is my whole, well, guess what? My other part has to be 0. So we could do 6 and 0. Those are all the different ways that we can make the number 6. 7, I might start with a 5, and I know that 2 is the other part. Again, I can draw pictures to help me, so I can draw 2 dots over here, and I can start at 5 and count 2 more. So that's 5, 6, 7. So I know that 5 and 2 make 7. Can you think of 2 other numbers, 2 other parts of 7? What if I started with 4? So I have 4, I need 7. So I'm going to go 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 1, 2, 3. So 3 would be my other part. So 4 and 3, or 3 and 4, are both parts of 7. You might have done 6 and 1, or 1 and 6, and you might have done 7 and 0, or maybe 0 and 7, because if they're the same 2 parts, it doesn't matter what order they go in, they're still going to equal the same whole. All right, then 8, I might start with 7. If I start with 7, how many more do I need to get to 8? Just 1. So I could do 7 and 1, or 1 and 7. Can you think of 2 other numbers that make up the whole 8? Well, I know that 8 can be made up of 2 of the same parts because it's a double, a lot like 6 is. So I could have said 4 and 4. That makes up a double. If I start with 3, what's my other part going to be to get 8? So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my other part would be 5. You might have done 3 and 5, maybe 5 and 3. You could have done 6 and 2, or 2 and 6. Maybe you did 8 and 0 or 0 and 8. So if you notice, the higher the numbers get, oftentimes the more combinations of parts you're going to be able to have for the whole. So 9, I know two parts of 9 are 5 and 4, or 4 and 5. And I can double check with that. I can do pictures again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I would count my 5. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That still gives me my whole of 9. I could have switched these numbers around and done 4 and 5. Same two parts are going to give me the same whole no matter what order they're in. Can you think of two other parts of 9? Two other numbers that when added together make 9? If I start with 3, what will my other part be? If one of my parts is 3, what will the other part be to make the whole 9? So I can do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my other part is 6. So you could have done 3 and 6 or 6 and 3. Maybe you did 7 and 2 or 2 and 7. You could have done 8 and 1 or 1 and 8. And you could have done 9 and 0 or 0 and 9. There are lots of different ways to make numbers, and you can use those number bonds to show the two parts that make up the whole. And you can always draw pictures or count on or use your fingers just to double check and make sure that when you add your two parts together, when you join them together, you get the right whole at the top of your number bond.